Deborah Rupert from Neuroscience will talk about Call of the Child, Rebalancing the Auditory Cortex.
Have you ever been a child lost in a grocery store? Most of us have at one point in our lives. When you're a child, the aisles of the grocery store are relatively tall, too tall to peer over and visually locate your mom or dad. Instead, you wander the aisles calling out for them until they come to collect you. But how do parental and especially maternal brains learn to do this? Part of what I study is this mom magic, the ability of moms to become especially adept at responding to the call of the child. To study that, we use mice. Mice actually behave similarly when they are lost, although their natural environments don't include the local Stop and Shop. Because mice are born blind, they too cannot visually locate their mom. Instead, when they become separated, they emit a distress call that cues the mother to come retrieve them back to the safety of the nest. We compared two groups of female mice, one group that lived with pups, gaining experience with them, and another group that was never exposed with pups. And I want to share two things. First, the animals that lived with pups learned over time to respond to their vocalizations in a more and more efficient, faster manner. However, in comparison, the animals that didn't have that experience didn't know how to respond to those vocalizations. Second, we found that the auditory cortex of these animals greatly differed. Now, the auditory cortex is a structure in mammals, both humans and rodents, that's important for parsing social communications. And it's made up of two major cell types, inhibitory cells, which I'm representing in red, and excitatory cells, which are represented in green. Inhibitory cells suppress the cortex's activity. Excitatory cells activate it, and normally they balance each other. However, we found that as animals gained experience with pups, in response to their calls, inhibitory cells were silenced. This shifted that balance to the excitatory cells. Another way to think about this is experience with pups gives the green light to the auditory cortex to activate in response to their calls. We think this is how animals are learning to respond. So the next time you call your mom, whether it's in the same room or over the phone, and she answers right away, I hope you remember this mom magic and how we all depend upon it.